Right, hello. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, hello, my name's Patrick Mann. I thought I'd just give you a brief overview of myself and what I'm doing here. This is an introduction, new introduction to my channel. The old introduction's an old one. This is the new introduction to my channel, Global Discussion and Games. I'm just playing the witness here. We're just gonna have a little look around and talk a little bit about global politics, etc. I'll just give you a general overview of my thoughts, things like that. Not go into any great specifics on news or anything like that right now. And potentially just get some ideas across, things like that. My views and opinions may change as I study for my degree in design and international relations, international studies with the Open University. As COVID's going on, but basically, so just take things as they come, because these things, politics is essentially a creative process, and social sciences. So yeah, we'll just walk around, have a little look around here, and yeah. So I thought I'd just make you aware that my videos aren't going to be more than 15 minutes long. They're not going to be more than 15 minutes long at all. We'll just take down to the beach here. And that's about it really. So just had an interesting discussion with my brother. It was a bit of a one-way discussion, as these things often are, over the telephone in the evening. But basically, right. If I lose my train of thought, then please forgive me, because I'm playing a game and also I haven't got any notes in front of me, but don't worry about that, as I can't look at the notes anyway. So don't worry about that. So my sort of thoughts are that, given international relations, I would say that there's not a one-size-fits-all political style for any country. The best sort of way to do it is a very loose. It's not a loosely fitting approach, but more of an idea that there's not one political style for any one size fits all political style for any particular country or political state, as you'd call them. Now, with that in mind, I would suggest that I would definitely swing towards democracy in that state rather than dictatorship. Dictatorship is not a good idea in any sense or form of the imagination. It's a terrible idea. I would suggest that democracy, you should definitely swing in the way of democracy, but whether it's right, left or centre is down to the particular country or political state that is in governance of it. For example, I would say that if I'm just giving you a general overview of my own opinions, my own thoughts based on what I'm thinking here, is basically that yeah, let's look at this nice building here for a second. That's nice. If I was to give you my thoughts on Great Britain, for example, or England and Wales to be specific, I would say that England and Wales historically is a socially democratic country, and that what's basically going on in the United Kingdom now is wrong. Not as in it's wrong as, oh no, it's wrong. I mean, it's just wrong in history. It's historically wrong. It's not as in it's not correct. It's not correct whatsoever. England and Wales is a socially democratic country and always has been, ruled by the King, Queen, and then ruled by Parliament later on. So basically, moving on from that, I would suggest that the United States of America, for example, would be better ruled as a the United States of America would be better ruled as a liberal democracy in the centre. I've been to America and they're very business-focused people, and I think what you have to do is to look at a country's if you want to look at a country's politics or a political state's politics to start with, is to look at the people, not at the surrounding structure surrounding it. I would say that you have to look at the people, not at the surrounding structure first. And then basically, as I'd quote this, is that China is now, for example, becoming more of a monopoly. I would suggest that now with China becoming more of a monopoly of a state, as I don't know if you've seen a bit of that Reggie Yates documentary. China's becoming a bit more of a monopoly of a state. It's becoming more of a capitalist country. I would suggest that effectively, I think China just sort of swings all the way to the left, just to swing back over to the far right and become a dictatorship again. So with that in mind, I would say that China potentially would be better as a liberal conservative country, or not swinging to the far right, or not swinging all the way to the left, just swing back over to the right, and basically that's nice. And basically, yeah, so that's kind of the idea that I'm going for here. So yeah, any thoughts and opinions on that, leave it in the comments below. I'm trying to create a channel here, so I'll keep you updated on a regular basis. Yeah, we'll just walk around this game for a little bit longer. I haven't got much else to say at the moment. I might think of something else in a bit, but yeah. So yeah, I suppose the idea is that there's not a one-shoe-fits-all political style for any country, as long as it's not in a form of dictatorship that swings all the way to the right, or just over to the left, just to swing back over to the right again. It doesn't particularly work. If you want to talk about, say, communism, for example, then communism's never actually been practiced outside of a monastery. So yeah, that is the kind of idea. All this is nice, isn't it, on the beach? If you want to say, does communism work? I don't know, because it's never been practiced. It works in a monastery, but it might not work as a political style. So socialism works in some countries. I think it's I think you'd call it libertarianism, wouldn't you? Libertarianism, or being a liberal, or the centre ground. I would say that works better in some states, and I would say that maybe a conservative, more capitalist approach works better in others. But what you really need is a mix of the lot of them, in hindsight. So yeah, I know, for example, that social democracy also has capitalist views within it. So whereas more as the Gaels run it, the Scottish, and as the Scottish run it with the SNP up in Scotland, they have a more democratic socialist approach, which is even less capitalist. That's even more left wing than, say, the Labour Party in England. So yeah, I might have to leave it there soon. Okay. So yeah, what I'm saying is dictatorship is not a good idea. Dictatorship is never ever a good idea. The idea of this brief discussion is the introduction is that we'll just finish on this nice waterfall here with this here. The idea is here that dictatorship is never ever a good idea. Always go for democracy every single time. But I wouldn't say that there's a one-fits-all political style for any country or political state, which is the end quote of the video. Okay, thank you very much, goodbye.